But every once in a while I encounter people, and they have what is called an alcoholic father. And in the midst of that alcoholism, the family was brought to absolute poverty. And the child says, how come there's no food to eat? Why is God doing this? He didn't. Father did it. Now, if we could ever understand responsibility, we could correct a lot of things. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Why is America in the problem it is today? Because men won't take responsibility for right actions and line themselves up with this word. Pure and simple. If we did what this Bible taught, we wouldn't need to be electing a new president. We'd have a righteous king, biblical style. Israel was for the first time in its history in total peace, with no poverty, without a sick one among them, without a poor one among them, during the latter days of King David and during the early reign of King Solomon. How many knew that? Because they absolutely lined up with the Word. And the priest served him, and the prophet served him, and the king served him, and they worshiped him, and the whole nation was a religious nation. And if we could get whole families dedicated to the same person, worshiping him together, man, our families would be healed. Hallelujah. We wouldn't have the chaos that we have. Why is this happening? Well, that's an effect. Behind every effect, there's a cause. And there are spiritual causes, there are individual causes, that's the soul, and there are biological causes. When we eliminate all three roots, we end up with brand new effects. And in Bible language, that is called the blessing or the healing. Does that make sense? You see what I'm talking about? So if you're going to see, a true doctor, a true healer is going to heal all of you. Somebody came to me one time and said, Pastor, would you pray for me? I want to stop smoking. I said, nope. What? I never heard a preacher ever say no when it came to stop smoking, because they're all preached it. Don't smoke. You got a smoking habit. Come up here and I'll pray for you. How many know there's a lot of people who have a smoking habit who want to get rid of it and they go and get prayed for? How many know they leave the church, go back out and smoke? You ever seen that happen? People go out and they smoke after they got prayed for not smoking. So it isn't just prayer that cures you of smoking. But in 37 years of ministry, I've got a pretty good record, because out of all the people I've prayed for, I've only had one go back to it, and all the rest were delivered instantly and never had the desire again. Now, what am I doing differently than anybody else? I don't pray for them. Not without 1 hour of intense counseling on the three roots of what causes smoking problems. And when I deal with all three roots, I tell them their responsibility, I tell them Father's responsibility, and I tell them mine. And when you do your part, and he does his part, I'll do my part. But until the two of you do your part, I can't do a thing. But I'll tell you what, you line up your ducks, I line up my duck, I pray for you, you're healed, brother. And I've seen it time and time again in any realm. I don't care what it is. I don't care what smoking or drinking or drugs or you name the problem. All we have to do is turn it, cause and effect. But there's three parts to our nature. We're in a war, folks. We're in a war. The devil is not our only enemy. How many know that? We've got another enemy. It's called self. I'm my own worst enemy.